Meghalaya, the abode of clouds. A state in the northeast India, has a geographical area of 22,429 square kilometers. The undulating hilly terrain, where the plateau is dissected by rain-fed rivers, stream and deep ravines, present a picturesque landscape with beautiful waterfalls. Here the hills and meadows are covered with rich natural vegetation. 76% of the area in the state is covered with forests, of which below 5% is under the control of the government. The remaining belongs to various clans and communities. Forests range from lowland tropical forests to wet temperate forests. These forests harbor a rich diversity of flora and fauna. Because of the unique landholding system wherein most of the ownership is non-governmental, it is very difficult to bring more area under the control of the State Forest Department. To ensure effective conservation and protection of flora and fauna, communities have been encouraged to preserve and protect their forests as community reserves. Under the Sections 36C, 36D of Wildlife Protection Act, these areas have been given legal cover under this Act. Some of these community reserves comprised of sacred groves which had been protected by the communities since time immemorial, hence are in a pristine condition. The creation of community reserves has increased public participation in conservation and protection of forests and wildlife, including their habitat. Garo Hills region has a maximum number of the notified community reserve in the state. The forests cover in Garo Hills is about 6,795 square kilometers, of which only 673 square kilometers is under the direct control of the government. These include the reserve forests, protected forests, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries. In order to bring more community participation, the state government has notified a total number of 42 community reserves covering 33.56 square kilometers. Hulak gibbon is being conserved by the community at Salbalgre Community Reserve. Some of these community reserves form important wildlife corridors, and some preserved and endemic species like Citrus indica in Mandalgre Community Reserve.
Arwandiki dengtang-dengtang cengamat burung rangkoba arwandiki dengtang-dengtang wa abola rangkoba absandekin singni janggi tanganiyo songni nokni namkanina singni muksong pani aru government.
Wild animals from sanctuaries and parks find safe passage in the community reserves adjacent to these parks and sanctuaries.
Aru mungsara iyako mungma ba mapsarang ba bapsotram igano 지릉 날급바 지릉 lokal 지릉 mungba yarang badunga aru wano mungsa ya mungma mapsarang arsinsa
ni kita ba singa banga daksakan ko daud peti matninga singa ba community hall rangko ba singa matnaha aru anors rangko ba nalsari rangna kita singa matnaha aru dingtang-tang sa forest reserve rangko ba bol rangko ba singa gi ataha indaki singa banga government side ni daksakan ni rangko matninga aru andaki da obam khangchi government side ni daksakan ni rangko singa makhangchi man dapken ni singa khadong suani ginang.
Moving to the central region of the state, there are a total number of 14 community reserves notified by the state government. In this region, the total area under forest cover is 7,855 square kilometers. Out of this, the area of the government-controlled reserved forests, protected forests and sanctuary is 145.45 square kilometers only. An area of 24.92 square kilometers of the forest cover has been notified as community reserve forests. Here also, with the creation of community reserves and increased awareness, people's participation in conserving wildlife and forests has reached a significant higher level.
Nakaliang kadul barima pat kila ingilaya rai ngiomba ngilay ban penek pensa ya kenika afrostish da kebangin pelong ya ka kumka reserve forest jongka hima wildlife department kini tikala klo ya keban ya trailang da kata ke Nongrum jongka jingya trailang ban ya sumar ban penek pensa ya kenika reserve forest kumta ngila sedang ya kenika reserve forest kebangi ongka amkuir ketika hima jirang reserve forest.
This joint effort between the department and the community is strengthening day by day. The eastern region of the state comprises the Jaintia Hills. This region is not only rich in mineral resources but also has a good forest cover, especially on the far eastern side bordering the state of Assam, where the only wildlife sanctuary of the district is located. Out of 2,567 square kilometer of the forest cover in Jaintia Hills, 311.45 square kilometers is under the direct control of the government. An area of 30.90 square kilometers of forests cover is made up of 7 numbers notified community reserves.
Suarakan pengumuman ke komite resep dan raman lan go andaikan ni kada daman komite resep muda-muda tarap ye berkhinya ke muda tinggi ni mak da em ngi kendon ki anyam ka wildlife ko mak lang
sei vien wa em cam hai wa penek pensa ya kan ni klo blai yang ito wi to ujaj hlang ne ujaj ding wa ta chan du ya warok yang ni Meghalaya hai ni man ka ni dak em te wa khut ki man ha ga tien reng to picture plan.
The cooperation of the communities and the people who have come forward to offer their forest areas as community reserves has given a boost to the initiative of the State Forest Department.
Khrawbok yang ni cipon kejing betul le wayo yang tagi duan waker ngayu
Hai ni hawa hai ni haden yang to em go wi ni man wa khang ni ya rap hi ga forest department la tele wi to i jing man toy wa em ka.
The establishment of community reserve in the state has to an extent reduced the fragmentation of wildlife habitats and corridors. These 63 community reserves, covering 61.56 square kilometers in the state, will not only harbor wildlife but will also provide critical passages for gene pool flow and population stabilization. With the increased awareness, people have started preservation various heritage sites like caves, traditional religious heritage sites located within their community reserves, with an aim to also promote ecotourism.
terangku tungnak sa. Amena nongrum dongjagi tiung ude bo arangba manja.
The communities have benefited from different eco-development activities. Community halls, check dams, footpaths and other income-generating activities. Conservation and protection of forests through community reserves by eliciting public participation will be the main thrust area to increase the protected area network and give the much needed impetus to the conservation efforts of the state.